It's great to be back playing football, man, with the guys. It's been a long off season. I'm glad to be here in Denver to get this season going. Just fun, man, having the guys back out competing against each other, flying around. Had some fans out here today. They were so welcoming. You can tell they're excited to see us out there practicing with everything that went on last year. So I'm excited. The guys were flying around today. A lot of energy out there on the offense and defense. And I watched some special teams. Those guys are flying around. So I'm excited about this group. Excited to just lay that first brick and continue to build this foundation.
Are you starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the offense?
You know, every day, man, I just take an approach like it's my first time learning it. And that way, you know, I'm never feeling like I know too much. You know, and that keeps me grounded and that keeps me locked in, you know, whether it's I'm taking notes like I'm hearing it for the first time again. And that's what just, you know, allows me to just go out there and play fast.
Is there one or two 50-50?
One more time.
Vic said the whole camp and probably a couple of preseason 50-50 you and Drew. What was your reaction to that?
You know, I'm all for it. You know, at the end of the day, man, we're all competing to make this team a better team. And, you know, throughout training camp, you know, we want to come out here and practice with a purpose. You know, so if it's 50% of the reps that I'm getting and 50% of the reps Drew's getting and Brett's getting his reps, you know, it's all about just making our squad better. One of my great mentors always say, just get your team to the end zone. And, you know, when I'm out there with the reps that I get, and I'm talking to the guys in the huddle, you know, and just trying to maximize that rep the best way I can.
Teddy, when do you think the team does need to make a decision?
You know, that's out of my control, honestly, man. It's, you know, I'm sure there's a ton of things that goes into, you know, that decision that'll be made. But for the most part, man, that's probably down the road. Right now, today was day one of practice. The guys were back. You know, guys were flying around. A lot of smiles out there on the field, ton of energy. And that's what you want, you know, in training camp and moving forward to the season.
What kind of work competition would get tense, maybe stressed out, don't communicate? You're friends with everybody. You're talking to defense or hunger. Is that just you, the nature of your
Yeah, that's just my personality, man. I'm always trying to learn, and I'm always just telling guys what I see, you know, and in the end, that helps the team. You know, if I tell a corner, hey, you know, move your feet, don't sit on this route, or we're going to run by you, then he on the next rep, he moves his feet and he makes a play on the ball, you know, I'm doing my part. You know, if a guy sees, hey, Ted, man, you know, you did this when you got ready to throw that route, then okay, the next time I throw it, it's like, all right, let me not do it, you know, he's seeing. So it's all about just helping the team become, you know, one. And just little conversations like those, you know, play a huge role.
What kind of work? One or two things that you're focusing on? If you do these things, you'll win the job.
No, honestly, man, I'm just practicing with purpose. You know, that's one of our goals Coach talked about last night. You know, practicing with purpose and having a purpose when you come out here. And I tell the guys when we break it down before our set, hey, man, let's make sure every rep has a purpose. You know, there's a lesson in every rep. You know, there's a lesson in everything that we do. So when I'm out there, man, it's just one play at a time and, you know, making sure that I maximize it and have purpose.
What kind of work were you able to get in over the last several weeks? I know you mentioned trying to maybe get some teammates. Did that come together?
Man, it was a little tough this year, but a couple guys I got together with. But Spence came down, and he did a good job of just working this summer. Of course, Jerry's down in South Florida. But, you know, everything that we did when we got together early summer up until this point, you know, it's going to be huge for us moving forward. So today was day one. We laid that brick, and let's just keep going.
With Jerry in particular, how did that work kind of help the timing? Because there was a play that you had there, tight coverage, and you kind of put it in a spot that only he could get to.
Yeah, man, the thing about these guys, you know, we can sit here and talk about Jerry all day, but that entire room, man, those guys, they embrace each other. You know, they're brothers, and that's what you love to see. You know, it's a group that push each other. So now, okay, if Jerry's out there, you know, Jerry's making a play, but there are 10 other guys, you know, who are doing their job, and there are 3 other guys in a route or 4 other guys running the route who are helping Jerry, you know, get open. So, you know, Jerry, he made a great play today, man. He put his foot in the ground. It was 3rd down. He went up, made a tough catch, came down with it. So, you know, those are some of the things that we're excited about, you know, and that entire room, man. Those guys can make plays, and, you know, we expect that from them.
How do you think the evaluation of quarterbacks, if any, should be changed when you're working with the twos and when they're working with the ones?
You know, man, I leave that. That's a good question. That's a good question. But I leave that one to the coaches and the decision makers. You know, it's all about, man, just like I said, maximizing the reps. You know, and getting your unit. And getting your unit to the end zone. You know, and moving the ball, being efficient. whether you're with the twos, the threes, if you got to throw to the equipment managers, the folks serving us food in the cafeteria, you just want to be efficient. And, in the end, the decision makers will make that decision based off the things that they see. You never look at it like, hey, man, I'm in here with the threes or the twos. No, because those guys are fighting just like me, to earn a spot on this team. So every rep with them count, every rep with the ones count, every rep with the threes count. So, it's just one of those deals, like I said, where the decision makers, whatever factors to their decision, will make a decision. And I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to, do my part.
Teddy, as a guy who has proven you can play in the league, how frustrating is this that you've had to bounce around wearing different uniforms and now you're finally here? What makes you believe you're going to be wearing this jersey for a long time?
I'm a survivor. You know what I mean? You can throw me in the jungle, and I'm gonna come out with a fur coat, a headband that I made out of some leaves, and So man, it's just I feel like, man, it's just about surviving. At this point, every day I have my fire that's lit, and it's like, man, God has placed me in different positions for a reason, and I've made an impact everywhere that I've been, some on the field, some off the field. So for me, this is an opportunity for me to just come in and compete. We have, I think, the third youngest offense in the league and the fourth oldest defense. So, when you combine the two, it's a ton of wisdom, but then there's some inexperience. And when you can just come in and, gel and mesh the way we have so far, I feel like that's my purpose, to keep things together, and also just perform on the football field.
You brought up God. Does God want you to stay in Denver?
Hey, I just go wherever God takes me. Hopefully, He does. I talked to Elway when I first got here, and he mentioned how when he first got here, he never left. And I told him, I said, hey, that's my plan too, So.
You mentioned those mini conversations you have with the White House. How else are you just trying to develop chemistry, especially with Portland and Jerry, those top guys?
Sometimes it's just reassuring guys. All these guys are talented, but then sometimes guys may be going through little things where they may have doubt. They may question certain things, and like we're throwing routes today, and Cortland's out there running routes an individual, and I'm just reassuring, hey, Court, let's go. 5 steps, get out of it. I'm throwing it on time. You get there. Just reassuring, like, hey, I trust you. And when those guys believe in you, and they feel that hope that you're selling them, man, it can go a long way. So especially with the young group of receivers like we have, the more I can just talk to those guys, just give some of the wisdom that I have, from playing on different teams throughout the league, it's going to be beneficial to those guys.
Teddy, as a leader, do you think you have any role in emphasizing the value of getting vaccinated for your teammates?
Man, that's another tough question right there. Everyone has, their own views, on being vaccinated and not being vaccinated. For me, I just want to focus on me, when it comes to football. The rest will take care of itself. I think, the more we have conversations, the more guys know about it. They get comfortable with it. They may get vaccinated, and then, some guys will stand their ground. So, for me, it's all about just controlling the things that I can control. And, I can't control, if someone doesn't want to get vaccinated, but I can control how hard I come out here and practice every day and, the approach that I take to every day.
Teddy, you said you've been a bunch of places, seen a lot of secondaries. How does this one stack up? What kind of challenge do they give you every day?
Man, those guys, man, they're fun. Just going against them early this summer, and then today being back out there having conversations with them. It's a group. They're smart. Those guys have played a ton of football, and they challenge us. They understand route concepts, patterns, releases, things like that, and then they have fun doing it. I was talking to Justin earlier. He was like, hey, welcome to the dark side. When I was talking to him, I'm like, man, it's sunny out here. What you talking about? He was like, nah, we just giving you guys some confidence right now. You'll see. I was like, all right, well, we'll see, But it's cool, man, just having, a group like that, who can push us as an offense. Like I said, we have a young receiver core. They can go against a veteran group like that every day. It's only going to help this team.
Last one, Arnie. After going through what you did last year, the whole league, the no fans or very few fans, do you have a heightened appreciation, or do you think maybe some of your teammates have a heightened appreciation for the juice that a crowd brings to you?
Man, I know a lot of guys, they live for those moments when the fans are on their feet, they're screaming their names, they're rooting for us. And for me, it's just one of those deals where I love them, but, You know, sometimes when we're on the field, it might be too loud. We need them to quiet down just a little bit. But no, just after everything that we went through last year, it's great to just see fans out there today. It'll be great to see them in the stadium this year. I hear that, you know, the fans here, they love the Broncos. They sell out their stadium. I played against, you know, the Broncos in 2015, and we lost, of course. But, you know, I was able to experience just what that fan base is like. So I'm excited, man, that, you know, they'll be there this year. I know the guys, they feed off that energy. And hopefully we can just, you know, do a lot of great things to keep them on their feet. No problem. Thank you, guys.